Welcome to DevTech 101, aka Black Mentor, as we discuss information technology, also known as IT. In today's episode, we are going to be talking about a very interesting topic, you all, the future of cloud computing.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
So, what is cloud computing? Cloud computing is a way where you take physical devices that you used to have in data centers and you basically transition that to the cloud. If you still have no idea what cloud computing is, think of it as in the sense of your cell phone. Everybody has one on the planet. We know we basically want it to work where we're making and receiving calls. We just want to be able to have it work without any other kind of interaction, and we won't have to worry about the back end equipment. So when you make and receive that call gets transmitted to your service provider, whoever that may be, that you have your cell phone service with. So you worry that they take care of the servers, they take care of all the back end information. You just want the device to work. So with cloud computing, you've actually used it before and had no idea, but I'm going to take you a little bit deeper for a little bit more technical people who want to know a little bit more about cloud computing if they haven't gotten into that as far as the tech space. So two ones I like to use is DigitalOcean and AWS. So we want to look at DigitalOcean. With DigitalOcean, it's a little bit cheaper than AWS. I've actually used both. And just to give you just a small tidbit on this, both AWS and DigitalOcean, the ones that I ended up coming up with and learning how to use in the last 2 years, ever since 2020. I actually like both of them. No one actually taught me this. No one actually put me up on game with this. These are just ones I actually sat down and learned how to do on my own and just really build that time. And so that's what you need to do with these is just go on there, create you an account and start to learn this, because the number one thing I always say on my channel is you never depend on someone to show you something. Educate yourself in whatever that you want to learn. And so because of that is why I'm creating these videos here. So jumping back into the video here, we always, one of the things that always comes up is like cloud computing is going to continue to grow and evolve into the future. So data centers are going to get smaller as far as the physical equipment that they have, and their digital presence online with cloud computing has no choice but to actually grow itself. So if you're going into DigitalOcean, what you would see is you have to create a project first to kind of organize your stuff in a container. And then once you do that, you just pretty much go up and you can create your own droplets. And your droplets are just those little computers that you have up in the cloud to run your cloud-based applications that you want for whatever purpose. Just for the tutorial purpose of this video, I'm going to just throw one out there just for the unified ubiquity equipment, because I actually like to use that and deploy that kind of thing. So we're going to select New York here for our region of where the data center, of where the region of where we're located to help with the latency standpoint. And then with the data center, you basically choose one that's going to be closest to you in that regard. And then you leave the default for the VPC network and just pretty much choose which type of operating system that you want. I much prefer to use Ubuntu because I've used it on just bare bones systems like before, and the latest version should pretty much be pre-selected. Now, here's where it gets very interesting. You can do a dedicated CPU or a shared CPU, and it's going to be cheaper to do the basic, which is currently selected, but you want to make sure that you use a regular SSD type to get it down even cheaper. Now, no one's using 512 megabytes of RAM, so don't choose the $4 one, but at least go for the gig just so you can see your application work a little bit better. You have the option to see all the plans if necessary, and you have a choice to use either an SSH key or a password. And we can just go in here and just basically create a password that you want. And I'm just throwing a random password out there. Google may ask you to save that. It's totally your choice. This is going to be deleted like right after this, so it doesn't matter if you all copy the password down or not. It's not going to matter to me because you're not going to be using it. So I'm just exposing that, not a security breach or anything, because this isn't even real. So I'm going to go ahead and put that into there. Now, keep in mind you cannot use numbers or special characters on the inside. I just need to delete some of that out. So that's a pretty good catch here. I'll delete those special characters out, and I got my password there. You can also do the other options if you need be, and just basically create one droplet. And we're just going to do a test unify here. And once you do that, you pretty much can tell it which project that you want to put it in, and you basically create the droplet. When you do that, you're going to see a window. It's going to show you that your application is being created. Now, some people like to use PuTTY from their local computer to tap into their cloud application that they have. Now, keep in mind, if you did the SSH key, you can use that, but you will have to actually tie all of that in and load your information through command line. Or you can basically just use the web console. Web console, you just hit the triple dots, access console. You're going to launch it using root, which is going to be your basic login there. And you can't see the other screen that I have, but this basically takes me to the console portion of the screen here. And we'll see if we can go ahead and get you all the ability to view that, because I think that's very important that you actually see that part here. So give me just a second. I'll get you right into there. Now, when you're doing this, definitely want to make sure you create some secure passwords and everything. So just make entirely sure that you know what you're doing with that. So the web console is going to be loading there. It's going to take a little bit of time. Just be patient. Don't rush it, and you'll be able to see some of what's going on. And it's basically will load the application there for you, but then you have to go in and edit all the information. And so that right there, people, is just a short tidbit of a console that I just created there. And that's just the basic. There are some other tutorial videos I got on there about how to load the Unify stuff on there if you want to learn to do that. Perfectly fine, but just keep in mind, keep your stuff safe. Don't let too many people discourage you from actually seeing the necessary things that you need to see in order to make your life work for you with this and everything. So we're going to go back to our DigitalOcean part here, and that pretty much, people, wraps up the video. Now, the demand for cloud computing is definitely going to be increasing as more businesses and individuals seek for more flexible, scalable, and cost-effective IT solutions online. So those IT consultants out there are going to be constantly evolving and telling you a lot more about this. Now, the future of cloud computing is definitely going to continue to shape our environment. Now, there's going to be a rise in data and how the data is protected, artificial intelligence, IoT devices, which is Internet of Things, smartwatches, smartphones, smart earrings, whatever else that is out there as well. But this is going to help those devices become more powerful and sophisticated in a cloud infrastructure itself. So that's going to increase the amount of people that we need in the IT security in terms of cloud security, data privacy, regulatory compliance, to make sure that we're compliant across boundaries and lines. And those will remain critical concerns for businesses and individuals as they adopt and expand the use of cloud technology. So people, like, listen, and subscribe. DevTech 101, aka Black Mantle. Look forward to bringing more content to you all soon.